Chapter 9. Orcs Invade. Felix. I look around the area as I walk around. You can tell it's a dwarven country. Everything is industrialized. You can see craftsmen everywhere doing their own thing. This way. Currently we are following the guard captain, Kado. He is going to bring us to a skilled craftsman so Rimuru can ask them for help with his village. Maybe I can get Sayako a good weapon made here as well. This is the place. I guarantee his skills are top-notch. I wonder what grade weapons this smith can make. Hopefully he can at least craft a unique grade weapon. Hey, bro, you here? Bro. As we enter I hear metal banging against metal. It seems the smith is in the middle of making something. Hey Kato. Give me a sec. Sure. Forgive us for interrupting. I hear Rimuru say. That's my older brother, Kajin. As he finishes up we hear a door open. Oh. It's those guys from earlier. A slime and Imagine. Friends of yours boys. Kajin, this is the slime we told you about. The one that saved us when we were hurt yesterday. Oh, so this is the one. The dwarf bowed towards Rimuru. You have my thanks. Oh, really, it was nothing. Or maybe it was. So what can I do for you too? Rimuru explains his situation. After that I explain that I want a good odachi made. I see, I get what you two are saying. But I'm sorry. I'm pretty backed up at the moment. Thanks to the impossible order a certain numbskull minister put in. Rimuru looks curious. Impossible order. We might be going to war soon, so he asked for 20 lonzards. By the end of the week no less. I'm short on materials so I've only made one so far. Kato looks confused and says, then, couldn't you have told him it wasn't possible and refused? That's what I'm wondering. It isn't as if this blacksmith is a slave or something, right? Don't be dumb, I did tell him that, at first, but then that damned minister Vesta said. Damn that minister, he had the nerve to question my abilities. Ah, so he used his pride at his craft to his advantage. You say you're short on materials. Yeah, I need a special ore called magic ore. And even if we have the materials it will take me 2 weeks to make 20 swords. Ha 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 ha. The fuck Rimuru. Old man. Can you use that? He says as he spits out some ore of some kind. Wait. That's magic ore and it's unbelievably pure. It's not even magic ore, it's already been processed, it's a cluster of magisteel. Omu. I can make even stronger swords with this. Why, you're sure I can have this? I'll pay you handsomely, of course. Well now, I wonder what I should do. What is it you want? I want you to find some fellow artisans who'll come to my village to teach their craft to the villagers, and make my friend the sword he wants. That's it. Yup. That's easy, you can count on me. Alright, let's get started. Well, that's that. I didn't even have to do anything. Rimuru also managed to help the dwarves make their delivery on time using Predator. I was able to get a sword made from magisteel and analyze it using analysis. The dwarves quickly began working on the sword I requested and soon enough it was complete. A beautiful odachi made from magisteel that matures in the image of the user. Sayako will love this, I can tell. Before I give it to her I absorb it into stomach, and analyze it so I can create copies of it in the future if I need it. Now that I got everything I need I tell Rimuru that I'm going to head out. I'm sure Sayako is already contemplating coming to see me, better see her before things get out of hand. The group invited me to a club of some kind but I refused. Rimuru made sure to get me to promise to visit his village. He told me where it is. He is trying to modernize his village and create a country where humans and monsters can coexist in peace. Quite a difficult dream to accomplish, but I have a feeling he can do it. I asked Rimuru to watch out for the ogres for me. I told him they likely won't subordinate themselves to him but they would be open to having peaceful relations. I quickly say goodbye and leave to meet Sayako. Felix-sama, have you already finished your business? I was so worried, I almost went inside to search for you. I'm fine, Sayako, and yes, I got everything I needed to get. Here I got an odachi made for you. It should be better than the one I gave you before. Felix-sama, it would be my honor to wield this blade in your name. Omu, I'm glad you're happy with it. The blade itself is around the unique grade, good enough for now. I can get it upgraded later. I look towards Rimuru's subordinates and tell them that Rimuru is hanging out with some new friends he made. Once that's done me and Sayako make our way towards the Dragon's Peak. I wonder what it will be like up there. Maybe I can get a dragon subordinate, that would be cool. It didn't take us very long at all to climb the Conad Mountains. My wings and flight abilities made it quite easy. Sayako is also capable of flying with air flight, though nowhere near as fast as me, so our progress was slowed down a bit by that. Now my main goal is to get a cool dragon pet. Quite a childish reason, but who wouldn't want a pet dragon if they got a chance? The dragons that roam the world aren't actually descended from true dragons, rather they are descended from Milim's friend, the original elemental dragon. They are demi-material life forms at birth and considered one of the strongest races around. There are a few evolutions of dragons. They can be born at any evolution according to Midril on-site, evolving normally by gathering enough Magicules. The lowest evolution is Lesser Dragon. They are the dragons that inherited less of the original elemental dragon's essence than their stronger brethren. Lesser dragons are generally around the B+ rank, easily capable of wiping out multiple villages. Medium dragons are the next evolution. Most medium dragons are lesser dragons that have reached full maturity and gathered enough Magicules to evolve. Medium dragons are around a rank, strong enough to destroy an entire town. Archdragons are the final racial evolution of dragons, though they can still grow further. Archdragons are born when a large amount of dragon factor is involved during their birth, or the result of a medium dragon gathering enough Magicules to evolve. They can be ranked anywhere around the Special A to Special S rank depending on how much of a grasp they have on elemental powers. That's still strong enough to destroy a smaller nation at minimum. Now there are a few more pathways for archdragons to take in order to grow. The first path is becoming an element dragon. They are basically archdragons that evolved and gained elemental powers. They still aren't as powerful as the next evolution, but they are still at least special a rank. Dragon Lords are the evolution of element dragons. They are some of the most powerful among archdragonkind. Dragon Lords and element dragons are still classified as archdragons. The factor of Dragon Lords begins to approach that of the original element dragon. They can easily rival awakened Demon Lords. They can be ranked anywhere from S Special S. Since all races can gain divinity, I assume dragons can as well. I don't know anything at all about this evolution as I have no experience with divinity, but I can make some guesses. They likely do not age at all and are probably around the Special S rank at minimum. There are a few other subspecies of dragons like wyverns and basilisks, though they are only subspecies of lesser dragons. Both wyverns and basilisks are around B+ rank. I'm hoping to find a medium dragon at the very least. Once I give it a name, it should evolve into an archdragon. That will be another formidable subordinate for me. I continue to fly around to look for a good dragon to tame. I ignore the archdragons I sense, as if I name them it will have significant side effects on me as I am now. It takes me quite a while to find a dragon that fits me. Most of the dragons up here have affinities for fire or earth. I'm hoping to find one with an affinity for wind or water, as it will match with the elements I tend to use quite well, and unfortunately universal sense does not tell me the affinity a dragon has, so I'm kinda on a wild goose chase. Aha! I found a medium dragon with a wind affinity. Now to get it to submit. I quickly fly over to where it is. It seems it can feel me as it's looking around warily. I quickly pressure it with my aura, causing it to be blasted away. Oops! I think I released a bit too much of my aura, I go to where I sense it only to find it bowing in place. Aren't dragons supposed to be prideful? As expected, it can see your greatness, Felix-sama. Sigh, now's not the time, Sayako. Maybe this one just understands the difference between us. I fly down to its level and say, I want you to be my pet. Any issues? It shakes its head in denial. It could understand me. Most medium dragons don't have that level of intelligence. I guess that's good, only better for me in the end. Now what to name it? I want it to be something related to lightning, as that's my favorite element to use. Aha! I got it, I name you Raiden. Omu, that name fits. I watch as it undergoes an evolution. This one doesn't take very long. Once it's finished, there is a bright light, and standing in Raiden's place is a beautiful nude woman. Actually, now that I look at her, she looks exactly like Raiden Shogun. Can names have that big of an influence? Phew, really dodged a bullet then with my name. Damn, she's hot. Omu, I have good taste. It seems she evolved into an element dragon. Not quite at the level of a dragon lord, but still quite strong. A bit stronger than Sayako, in fact. I am ready to serve you, my lord. What do you require? I make them clothes using material creation as I reply. Calling me Felix is fine. Here, put these on, and are you able to shift to your dragon form at will? Felix-sama, then, I will treasure this gift you have given me, and yes, I am able to take my true form at any time. It's not that deep, women, just some clothes. I see. Could you fly me around then? I've always wanted to ride a dragon. It would be my honor to serve as your mount, my lord. I know I can fly easily myself, but there is a whole other feel to it when compared to flying on a dragon. Who hasn't wanted to fly on a dragon at some point after all? Chapter 10. Orcs Invade Part 2. Felix. It's been a few months now since I picked up Raiden, and man was she great. She inherited my lightning element after I named her, so it's always great to talk about lightning and its applications with her. She was able to come up with her own unique applications of lightning manipulation to use in both her human and dragon form. I wonder what heights she will reach as a dragon lord. That will surely be a joy to witness. I unfortunately have not been able to focus on my more elemental abilities. My main form of attack is limitless after all. Lightning is just something I enjoy using. I wonder what abilities an ultimate skill based on lightning would have. Unfortunately, Raiden doesn't have a unique skill just yet, so it will be a while before I see an ultimate skill like that, but neither does Sayako. I do wonder what kind of unique skills the two of them will get when they eventually get one. Though Sayako got jealous easily, so I had to make sure to spend enough time with her, but that wasn't a problem. Other than that, I have been practicing gravity manipulation in the hopes of learning to create something like a black hole. I wanted to pull a Madara and summon a meteor from space, but in order to do that I have to be able to sense that far away, and unfortunately I can't sense that far with universal sense just yet. I was eventually able to combine gravity manipulation and nuclear magic to make something similar after fighting a demon that was summoned and going on a rampage. I'm not one to let that happen if I see it in front of me. The demon was fairly weak, only a greater demon. Apparently he was summoned in order to attack a village for some reason. That's not the important part. He was a demon part of Janna's lineage. Due to this he loved using nuclear magic. Those guys always love causing destruction. I didn't immediately kill him due to wanting to see what he was capable of, so I cast a barrier around us in order to protect the surrounding area. At some point he was getting desperate as none of his attacks did anything, so he tried a desperate gamble. Apparently this demon had seen Jeanne fight in person and was trying to replicate one of her spells. Of course he failed, but that was enough for Odin to be able to figure out how to do it successfully. Man, Odin really is my cheat. Anyways, I was able to learn how to do the magic properly. You would basically create a black hole that would explode outwards to cause mass destruction. You would do this by creating a localized gravitational field disruption, which would result in an artificial black hole. The black hole would then suck everything into a single point and explode outwards in a way that resembles a supernova. The barrier I put around the blast would cause it to go upwards rather than outwards, which creates a massive pillar that goes all the way out into space. The demon called it gravity collapse, so I kept the name. Not something I see myself using a bunch, but I do love learning more magic, especially destructive magic. Thanks to me beating the demon, the surrounding humans started hailing me as a hero, which was kind of awkward. They did give me the idea to join up with the free guild though. I could make some money and adventure around the world freely with the guild membership, so I went ahead and did it. Thankfully most countries don't have a way to detect a high-ranked demon like myself as long as we don't want to be detected, so I was able to get in fairly easily. The test was fairly easy. They immediately placed me at B rank due to me holding back a bit. No reason to freak everybody out. I met some humans that I could barely consider friends, though that status would likely rapidly change if they found out I was a demon. That did make me think of something though. The lifespan between normal humans and spiritual beings like me is so vast. Hell, even monsters generally have a much larger lifespan than the average human. I've never thought of that. I am going to outlive all these humans, aren't I? Is this how Milim feels? Was this why she was so hesitant to call anyone a friend? Because they would leave her behind. Knowing this, would it not be better to suffer in loneliness rather than make a close friend but outlive them? Unfortunately that isn't a question I can answer yet, though I think Milim knows the answer to this one. Something to ponder about as I grow older. Currently I'm in Bremen with Raiden as Sayako went back to visit the ogre village for a little bit. Originally she was just going to wait until I went there next, but I pushed her to visit after realizing that she missed her friends. Who knows how often she will have the opportunity to visit in the future after all. Gelled. He looked towards his starving brethren and thought about how well the plan that his father figure Gelmud suggested is going. The great Jura forest lost the protection of the storm dragon, all of that plentiful and fertile land ripe for the taking. His people needed it. Thanks to his father figure he was able to get enough armor, weapons, and rations to invade. All he had to do was make his subjects obedient. He considered his options and settled on using his unique skill, starve to place his subjects under mind control and subject them to a never-ending hunger in the process. He did not like using these methods to control his subjects, but it must be done. For his people. Gelmud, everything is going just as planned. Now that Jura lacks the protection of the storm dragon Veldora, it will be easy to invade using the full geld. Lord Clayman supplied the orcs with armor, weapons, and rations, more than enough for a successful invasion. He looked towards the army as it ravaged the lands all under the effects of Geld's skill starved. One of Geld's generals led a detachment to a nearby ogre village, which should boost their strength a fair amount. He hired the mercenary footman from the moderate Harlequin alliance to deal with the more troublesome Magin hiding inside Jura just in case the orcs aren't enough. Everything should go perfectly. Time to inform his employer. Sayako. She looked at the orcs that were attacking her home. She was able to help evacuate some of the villagers, but she wasn't able to save them all. Who knows what would have happened if she hadn't been named by Felix Sama. The whole village might have been destroyed with all the ogres killed rather than how it was now. As long as there are ogres, they can rebuild. The orcs were not strong. Their advantage lay in their numbers, and their mindless hunger led them to not fear their own deaths. An enemy who is not afraid of death is a dangerous enemy to have. Thankfully she was able to massacre most of the orcs as her friends led the other ogres to safety. As she was killing orcs, she dodged a magic bullet she felt coming her way. She put some distance between herself and the location the attack came from. She watched as a burly clown appeared next to the orc that was leading them. It seemed to tell it to retreat while it would hold her off. It wasn't just empty words either. He was strong. Stronger than her. All the ogres that were alive were evacuated. Only 100 ogres, but at least that's something. She looked towards the clown and asked, "Who are you? Why are you attacking this village?" She couldn't do anything about the retreating orcs, but she could still try and get some information. Ho 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 ho, good day to all you esteemed personages. I am called Footman. The moderate Harlequin Alliance's one and only Angry Puriot. Footman is how I'm known. I am pleased to make your acquaintances. A mercenary. She watched as this so-called footman prepared for a fight. She followed along by coding the odachi Felix Sama gave her in aura. She could already tell that this fight would be a long one. Sigh. She wished Felix Sama was here. She wanted to show him how much she improved her cooking. Rimuru. He rushed towards the ogre village that his friend asked him to keep an eye on. He was already on his way there to visit when Great Sage warned him that it was being attacked by orcs. He just hoped it wasn't too late. He didn't want to fail one of his first friends. Not after Shizue. Once he got back from Dworgen, he had gone to the ogre village to see if they wanted to form an alliance of sorts, maybe even become his subordinates. They were thankful for the offer, but they did not want to subordinate themselves under him if they did not have to, though they did keep a friendly trading relationship. He was able to learn about some monsters he didn't know about from them. In general, the ogres were a peaceful race as long as they were not provoked. Once he finally got there, all he saw was devastation. For a moment he was worried that all the ogres were gone, but then he saw Sayako, his friend's subordinate, fighting someone. If she was here, she was likely able to make sure some of them got to safety. He could tell the Magin she was fighting was strong, stronger than him maybe. He was holding back against Sayako for some reason, something to think about later. For now he will help her, hopefully together they can beat the Magin. Sigh, the Magin was able to get away. Both he and Sayako could be considered strong. Together they would be hard for most beings to defeat, but the clown was able to easily toy with them. At least they made it out okay. Sayako said that she was able to evacuate some of the villagers, but now that their village was destroyed they have nowhere to stay, so he offered for them to stay with him. Hopefully they will be able to rebuild with time. For now he had to worry about the orc invasion that he learned about. He didn't want his village to be targeted next. He watched as Hakuru, one of the ogres he recently took in and named, toyed with the goblins like children. Gobta casually said he wanted to learn swordsmanship, and this happened. Hakuru is definitely a tough coach. Due to the presence of Sayako, who was apparently a former member of their village, they didn't need any persuading as she vouched for me. And oh boy was that a surprise until I named the ogres and saw their rapid change. After they thought it through, the ogres were willing to be my subordinates, which is a big boon. He wasn't even able to name more than 5 of them before I fell unconscious. He decided to slowly go through the 100 ogres that recently became his subordinates. Well, come on, strike back. I've watched as someone improved at 10 times the speed of you. He internally winced. Hakuru didn't need to tell them that. Their pride can't be wounded anymore at this point. Poor Gobta. He looked towards the other new ogre Nakuj and he named Benimaru. What was it you said earlier? Something about an orc lord. What's that? Well, put simply, it's a beast. Simple indeed, he thought. It's said that one is born every few centuries. It's a unique monster. Unique? Huh. They say he devours even his own allies' fear and terror, which makes him an unnaturally effective leader. Sounds troublesome. The orcs that attacked our village were unfazed when Sayako was slaughtering them all, so I thought that might be the case. He remembered something from his previous life. He who does not fear death cares not for threats. The lesson is that enemies that don't fear death and are set on their path can be dangerous as they generally don't listen to reason. Of course, the possibility of it being an orc lord is still quite low. Any idea why they might have targeted your village? Well, I don't know if there is any connection, but shortly before the attack Imagine visited the village and offered me a name. I refused him and asked him to leave the village as I won't accept just anyone as my master. You think he might have a grudge against you? I don't know, maybe. What was his name again? I think he said Jella. Jelly. Jeel. Jilo. All of a sudden Sawe, another ogre he named, appeared. Gelmund. Right, that's it. Gelmund. He remembers hearing the name somewhere. Aha, Gelmund was the one who named Rigger's brother. Rigger also said that Gelmund was an officer in a demon lord's army. It's most likely the same guy. Does he just go around naming people? He lost his train of thought when Sawe said, I bring a report Rimuru-sama. I witnessed a group of lizardmen going to the nearby goblin villages. Lizardmen. Not orcs. Yes, because they make the marshlands their home. It was odd to see them around here. After further observation I was able to consider the possibility that they are making alliances in order to combat the orcs. I see, that could be a lot of help. Chapter 11. Orcs Invade Part 3. Felix. It's been a little while since Sayako has left, so I decided to check in on her. I can visit the ogre village as well while I'm there. As I'm flying towards Jura to check in on Sayako, I feel a thought communication incoming. Oh, a thought communication from Milim. Felix, wanna watch something interesting with me and some of the demon lords? Hello Milim, something interesting. What's going on? And which demon lords? I won't tell you what we are watching. It's a surprise. We can watch it together with Clayman, Frey, and Carrion, as Clayman invited me to a tea party. Only demon lord seats then. That should be fine. I see. Yeah, I don't mind. It's been a while since we've seen each other anyway. Yeah, come to Clayman's castle then. Yeah, I'll see you there. I quickly have Raiden fly me there. With me boosting her speed with gravity manipulation, we should be there in no time. It didn't take us long to reach Clayman's kingdom, the puppet nation Jistav. The wetlands that we had to get through were a pain, but since we were invited we didn't have many issues. The castle was quite easy to find. It looked ancient but no less monumental. The perimeter of the castle is lined with towers connected by arched viaducts. Once I got closer I was quickly escorted in by a dark elf along with Raiden. Man, this place is fancy as fuck. The walls are made of marble, and decorated with harmonious ornamentation. There were some large windows accented by stained glass, moldings and wrought iron. There was expensive artwork all around, exotic furniture, and according to Odin some rare magic items are on display. Damn, this guy has taste. Killing Clayman and becoming a demon lord has never sounded more appealing than now. I would get his territory if I did that. The fucker deserves it if all I've heard about him is true. But nah, now's not the time. Clayman. His plans for Jura were going well so far. Gelmund reported that everything was going according to plan 3 days ago. Soon he would awaken into his full might. Soon he would no longer be weaker than his friends. Footman. What did he think he was saying when he asked if he was the one making the decisions? He only has one master that he serves. Even his friends look down on him. He invited Milim and Frey to watch the orc invasion with him. Soon with the help of Frey his plan to control Milim will be successful. Though there might be a thorn in that plan due to Milim's apparent new, as she called it, bestie. She said he was some sort of demon, likely an archdemon, or else someone like Milim wouldn't even take notice of them. She invited him to this get-together he is hosting, without asking him first. Damn her. Just how much will she look down on him? Still someone far beneath him, but he was not called the Marionette Master for nothing. He will investigate. Soon enough Milim, Frey and Carrion arrive, though this demon still hasn't arrived yet. The insolence. All of a sudden Milim shoots up off her seat. He's here. A few moments later the door to his conference room opens and in comes his subordinate and the demon. Aha, you're finally here, bestie. It's been so boring without you to fight and cook. Hello to you too, Milim. I miss our fights as well. So what did you invite me here for? Omu, we are going to watch a big fight. A fight, I see. Ah, I forgot to introduce you, Felix. This is Frey, Carrion and Clayman. Nice to meet you three, he says with a short bow. He ignored all of that though. The moment this demon stepped in he got a sudden strange feeling. What is this? What's with this spine-chilling sensation? This demon. Has he seen him somewhere before? Is he overthinking things? But what is this uneasiness he felt? He can't feel how strong this demon is as he is concealing his aura, though from the way he looks he must be an archdemon. Why are you hiding your aura? Milim asked. I want my other friends here to know how strong my bestie is. It's just something I'm in the habit of doing. You should know this by now, Milim, but fine, I'll release it if you're asking. All of a sudden a massive aura was unleashed from the demon. This is utterly absurd. What kind of monster have you brought here, Milim? This kind of power he has only felt on a few occasions. The kind of power that belongs to those old monsters. Those on the level of my master, the true demon lords. Beings far beyond my power. He was barely able to maintain his composure and shield himself from the aura. He looked to the side and saw that both Frey and Carrion were in similar situations, though Frey had long since let go of her composure and showed a face of pure shock, while Carrion was trying his best to put on a confident look. He clenched his fists in anger. Just how long will he be weak? Just how far does he have to go to not be a burden on his friends anymore? Thankfully the demon reined his aura back under control. What kind of archdemon is this? Could he be another one like Guy? His sclera are black. Maybe he is the primordial of black. But Noir is supposed to have black hair and gold eyes with a red line. No, those who are part of that lineage are known to be eccentric. He may have just changed his physical form. Just who have you brought into my country, Milim? Who is the dragon? A new subordinate of yours? Ah yes, this is Raiden. She became my subordinate recently. She is stronger than the Kajin. Omu, only the best subordinates for my bestie. Oh, your Kajin follower isn't here with you. Those words that Milim spoke caused his heart to skip a beat. Gelmund had reported a Kajin was able to hold back the orcs enough for some ogres to escape. Could it be? It was really funny when she tried to cook for you. Ugh, don't remind me of that. She completely misunderstood what I told her and simply said she would impress me with her cooking in the future. Ah, I know you can taste her next batch. All of a sudden Milim paled. What sort of monstrosity is this Kajin that she is able to make Milim tremble in fear? Is the orc invasion doomed to fail? Ah no, I think you should try it. She is practicing for you after all. You shouldn't dodge your responsibilities. You're one to talk, Milim. You know, you should try some of Midra's meals. Why is Milim trying to whistle? I heard he has been trying his best to make dishes worthy of you. It's your responsibility to reward your subordinate for his efforts. Ah yes, this must all be a dream. Now it all makes sense. Anyways, didn't you call me here for something, Milim? Ah yes, I forgot. Clayman, let's start. This. No, he must calm down. Yes, my guests, I have invited you all here to show you an interesting invasion I have discovered. He looks towards the crystal ball and willed it to show the ongoing battle. The other four raptly watch with attention. He watched as the orcs started marching towards the marshes the lizardmen call home. Trample all, trample all, trample all. The battle finally started with the lizardmen cutting down an orc. There is no need to fear these pigs any more than before. These marshlands are our domain. We will not lose to these dimwits whose feet are held by the mud. Fool, he thought, as if mere lizardmen and goblins would be enough to combat an orc lord. The lizardmen and goblins were gaining some ground on the orcs, but the battle has yet to truly begin. Right, withdraw for now. Could the foolish lizardman be more intelligent than he gave him credit for? He smirked as he watched as the lizardmen started to scream in surprise. It seems that the lizardmen did not know the true abilities of the orc lord. The orcs are eating other orcs. The orcs quickly recovered and continued their march. Trample all, trample all, trample all. The strength of this comrade we eat is now ours. The strength of this prey we eat is now ours. That's interesting. So they can grow stronger as they eat other living things, huh? The demon said. He didn't already know that. Any of the primordials would already be aware of such a thing. Could he not be a primordial? Rather, could he be just a normal demon? Just how did he get so strong then? That's what makes the Orc Lord so dangerous for those weak guys. I see. Hey Milim, about how strong is the Orc Lord? Another thing that a Primordial would already be aware of. It's super weak, even Clayman can easily deal with it. Veins popped on his forehead once he heard Milim's response. This cretin. I see. I guess I don't have to worry about Sayako and Rimuru then. He controlled his emotions as he processed what the demon had said. So his subordinate was there. He also mentioned another person, Rimuru. Sigh, it seems the invasion won't be successful then. Even if this Sayako and Rimuru are taken care of, this demon will likely wipe out the orcs in retaliation. He will have to deal with this demon once he has Milim under control. Best to keep his own involvement secret. He knew enough that whenever one angers a being of his caliber, things don't end well. Still, he might as well enjoy the battle. He focused back on the battle and saw as one of the orcs managed to grab the leg of a lizardman and quickly pulled him down and begin to feast. Help G Gabiru Sama. Retreat now. He smirked as he watched. Unfortunately for the lizardman, it was too late. Gabiru Sama, we're already surrounded. It seems that this Gabiru will learn of one of the abilities that the Orc Lord has. Impossible webbed feet and scales on an orc. They just ate one of our men. It was then that their movements changed. Oh, what an interesting ability, to be able to gain the intrinsic abilities of the races they eat, said the demon. Hey, they are still weak though. Almost everyone is weak compared to you, Milim. That's true. Maintain close formation, keep the goblins in the center, leave no space between you, shield the goblins while breaking through the orcs' formation. The lizardmen may have had a chance to escape if they did not bring the goblins to the battle. Of course they could just leave them to die, but it seems they won't. Fools! Trample all, the strength of our allies will become our own, the enemy's power will become our own. Do not fear, show them the strength we lizardmen are known for. But lizardmen aren't known for strength or really anything at all. He wondered how far this Gabra's delusions went. Ah, it seems the Orc Lord will take the lead now. What an intimidating aura. So that's the Orc Lord, huh? Kind of weak to be honest. Ha ha ha, you're no better than Milim. Most things are weak compared to you, though that isn't the Orc Lord but an Orc General, said the Beastmaster. It seems that Carrion has gotten his nerves in check. Ah, no wonder it was so weak, and that's true. The only person I have trouble fighting is Milim. Those words chilled his blood. This demon couldn't fight on par with Milim, could he? No, Milim must have been going easy on him so as not to hurt her friend. Ah, that annoying skill of yours is such a pain. Ah, thankfully it's just a skill that can be dealt with using a holy barrier. The demon should be weakened enough under it to be unable to use any skills. He looked back at the crystal ball. Oh, it seems the lizardman is challenging the Orc General to a one-on-one fight. He has courage, he will give him that. This Gabiru is doing quite well against the Orc General, at least he has some ability. Unfortunately, ability simply isn't enough to beat a much stronger foe. He knows that best. Lizards are best suited to crawling on the ground. Now die. Oh! A goblin saved the lizardman at the last second. This fight is truly getting interesting. Yo, you're the true leader of that village. Huh! What is this lizard talking about? Even the goblin is looking at him in confusion. That's Gobta, captain of the Goblin Riders. The Direwolf. I am Ranga. I have come to help you under my master Rimuru Tempest's orders. It seems that this Rimuru will finally make an appearance. Rimuru, I don't know who you are, but if you stand in my wa. Boom. It seems like it's already started. Great lizardman magic. I must end whoever is using the magic. It seems that those explosions were able to wipe out most of the ogres. Who are you? You've forgotten us. How rude, and after you went and devoured our whole village. It seems that the ogres have also joined in on this attack. Oh, it seems that they have evolved into Kijin. Could they have been named? These Kijin are quite impressive. The Direwolf is also quite impressive. It was able to wipe out quite a few ogres with its skill. Oh look, there's Sayako. Oh wow, she got stronger. Did you get her a new sword? He looked towards where Milim was pointing and saw a purple-haired Kijin slaughtering her way through orcs. She was quite impressive. Her swordsmanship was more focused on brute force, but she was strong. Yup, I got her one at Dworgen. It was quite an impressive sword, though I plan to upgrade it. It's only unique grade after all. Only unique grade. One of his best subordinates has a unique grade sword and he had to fight tooth and nail for it from the Eastern Empire. Gelmid, what is he doing there? He had explicitly ordered him to stay away. And who is this Magian with bluish silver hair? Just what are you doing, Gelmid? What's the big deal? You are ruining the great Gelmud's plans. A new demon lord who would do my bidding was about to be born. It seems that Gelmid needs to be marked for elimination if he survives this encounter. Oh, is that possible? Does the Orc Lord have a demon lord seed? Asked the demon. A demon lord seed? What's that? Asks a curious Frey. Carrion also looks interested. Don't tell me they didn't even know. It's possible. The Orc Lord can evolve into an Orc disaster which might give him a seed, says Milim. Can we not change the subject? What is a demon lord seed? They don't know, Milim. Aren't they, you know? Demon lords. How can they not know a crucial part of the process? Because they are fake demon lords, Tiha. Okay, sure, makes sense. Anyways, a demon lord seed is something you need to have to ascend into a true demon lord. Once you have one, you just need to fulfill a certain requirement in order to undergo the harvest festival. You had to spoil the fun, Felix. Oh well, Guy would kill you if you do it unprovoked anyways. So it's better for your sake if we don't reveal it. I see. Thank you for sharing. Know this, the Beast King Carrion now owes you a favor. I owe you a favor as well. I give you my thanks, says Frey. No problem. Milim told me about it, so just owe your favors to her. Though if you insist, I do know of a very pleasurable way that you can repay your favor, Miss Frey. Ha ha ha. For a moment there I thought I was included in it. Oh, that sounds like fun. Just don't tire out too soon. What are you three talking about? Nothing, Milim. It's nothing. He ignored the four and paid attention to the battle. It seems that Gelmid was going to attempt to evolve the Orc Lord into an Orc disaster. Anyways, hey Milim, how strong is an Orc disaster? A newly born one will probably be really weak, maybe a little stronger than Sayako. Then Rimuru and Sayako should be able to handle him. All of a sudden, while Gelmid was giving his speech, the Orc Lord approached him. What do you mean by evolving into a demon lord? You will become the demon lord, Orc disaster, and rule over the entire forest of Jura. That is what both he and I desire. Oh, there is someone else behind the scenes, said the demon. He thought of multiple ways of torturing Gelmid as he hoped the subject would change. He couldn't use Marionette Heart to kill Gelmid, as such an ability would be detected by either Milim or the demon. Even something as minor as communication might be detected. That bad feeling I had when I first saw the demon is returning. Thankfully it seems that something had happened on the battlefield to distract the demon for now. Looks like Gelmid has become desperate, killing his own allies in the hope that it will be enough for the Orc Lord to evolve, though this mysterious Magian foiled his attempt. It seems Gelmid has been beaten. He was easily subdued by the Magian and is now attempting to negotiate. Fool! Damn you, you're finished. I'm going to make you regret this. The Magian slowly approached Gelmid. You said he earlier. Who was it you were talking about? Who's the real mastermind? No, leave me alone. It seems that Gelmid still has some sense. He knows the consequences of revealing information. Hey Orc Lord, help me. I'm so very hungry. It seems the Orc Lord has finally had enough of Gelmid. Ha ha ha, little man trying to order around someone stronger than himself. He learned the hard way that doing so generally ends with you losing your head. Literally, ha ha ha. Indeed, the Orc Lord might evolve once he finishes eating the Magian, said Frey. It looks like it's evolving. I wonder exactly how much stronger it will get. I am the Orc disaster. I am the one who will devour all in this world. It seems the Orc disaster is already getting a big head, Milim. If Rimuru wasn't going to kill it, it would have been fun to commence an act of jumping. What is jumping? The way you said it, it sounds like fun. Oh yeah, forgot you people in this world wouldn't know what that means. This world. Could he be an Otherworlder? No, he is a demon. Maybe he was summoned to another world. Maybe that's how he got so powerful. It's basically when a group of 2 or more people keep hitting a target back and forth between each other, giving the target no time to act. Whoa, that sounds like fun. We should do that sometime, Felix. Does Milim have stars in her eyes? How does that even work? I too would like to join you when you commence this jumping. Even Carrion. Nah, we should go do this to Ramiri's golem. That will make her stop taunting me with it. I wonder if Guy dislikes anyone enough to join in on the fun. He pretended he didn't hear a word of what they were saying. Otherwise he might have an aneurysm out of sheer stupidity. My name is Jeld the Demon Lord. Everyone in the room stopped for a moment. Even he was surprised by the audacity of this pig. The audacity of this bitch. That demon is surprisingly crass for one of his power, but he finds himself agreeing with the statement nonetheless. Hey, a demon lord. But my master is stronger than you, and he said that he is not a demon lord. As expected of Felix Sama. He looked towards the demon but found him looking to the side whistling. Hey Milliman, like you he appears to be fully capable of whistling, ha ha ha. Ah, that's no fair watch, I can do it too. Ha 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 ha. No you can't Millim, it seems the demon is joining in on this stupidity. These are some of the strongest beings in the world. Maybe reaching the top of this world makes you crazy. Guy lives in a literal wasteland. Dino sleeps all the time. Valentine is playing God. Leon has no friends. Ramirez doesn't appear to actually be strong and appears to be a placeholder due to a friendship with Guy and Millen. Tigrail might be the only normal one on the council. This demon is likely already on the path to becoming a demon lord if his knowledge about demon lord seeds says anything. Especially with how close he appears to be to Millen. Guy might not act if he initiates a harvest festival unprovoked. This only makes his plan more imperative. He must awaken if he wishes to keep his seat on the council. Wait, did Imagine just turn into a slime? Carrion says, sounding surprised. Ah, it seems he was so lost in his thoughts that he forgot about the Ark disaster. And now he appears to be eating the Ark disaster. A monster renowned for its intense levels of gluttony. How ironic. Frey says with a small laugh. He watched as the slime consumed the Ark disaster, ending the battle in its victory. It seems the battle is finally over. I for one am surprised that he chose to spare the orcs after he killed their king. Ah well, that's Rimuru for you. He can be a bit too nice at times. So that's Rimuru then. He will keep an eye on that slime. Interesting, very interesting. I want to meet this slime myself. He took the opportunity to say, but Millim, we have a non-aggression pact with the Forest of Jura. It's all good. Rimuru is my friend and I will introduce her. Ah, let's go now then. We can go in a few days. Millim, give them time to recover before dumping a demon lord on their plates. Especially you of all demon lords. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? You're a very acquired taste. Huh, what does that mean? Nothing at all. Just wait a week or two. I'll stay with you so we can spar a bit. A fight? Yeah, okay, we can go later. Let's go fight now. His heart skipped a beat there. I would prefer it if you took your activity elsewhere. My castle and possibly the entire cliff it sits upon would not survive your fight. Yeah, I'm also going to investigate whoever was behind this, and when I find them, I think I'm going to kill them. Well then, he hopes that if the demon ever discovers he was behind the orc invasion, Millen will already be under his control. Oh, can I fight the two of you? It seems that we will be down a demon lord soon. The 9 great demon lords just doesn't have the same ring to it. Mwahaha, silly carrion, if you join and you'll die. Yes, while she could have been a little more tactful about it. Wait, never mind, Millim, tactful is a contradiction. Anyways, see you guys later. Let's go, Millim. Raiden. Yes, Felix Sama. Ah yes, he has a good subordinate. She knew her place and did not speak until she was called upon. To the point that he forgot about her despite her level of power being just a single category below Carrion, Frey's and his own. They both just dissed me and left. Bitch, I see that hand. Don't you try to console me like a child. They dissed you as well unless you think you're stronger than me. He's surrounded by idiots. Where did he go wrong? Chapter 12. Towards Tempest. It's been about 2 weeks since the Orc invasion and my first time meeting the other demon lords. I was able to analyze the Orc disaster's unique skill starved through the projection. Man, Odin is busted. Though I doubt it would be possible to do the same with an ultimate skill, seeing as you need far more data to successfully copy an ultimate skill. The skill itself is interesting but useless for me. It still doesn't hurt having the data for it though. I was able to learn a bit about their personalities throughout the meeting. Carrion is your average battle maniac. Frey is a schemer and seductress, and Clayman is also a schemer who works behind the scenes. Out of all of them, Clayman seemed the sketchiest. He just gave me a weird feeling. Even though Millim told me they were weaker than me, I found myself surprised when I met them. I mean, come on, they're demon lords. Aren't they supposed to be at the top of the world? They were just barely stronger than Raiden, and I only recently named her. She still has room to grow. I had used Millim Eye on all 3 of them. They each have unique skills, as expected of demon lords. And seriously, they didn't even know about demon lord seeds. What kind of demon lords are those? It seems that Millim put it aptly when she called them fake demon lords. Still, I did enjoy my time there. Carrion seems quite easy to get along with, and Frey is super hot, enough said. Even I couldn't resist flirting a bit, though I wasn't really serious. Clayman though. I don't know, I just can't bring myself to like him. Then there was also the fact that there was someone behind the orc invasion. That's something that needs to be investigated. There would have to be someone somewhat high up on the food chain, and well connected to pull off what they did. Though it seems like they messed up putting Gelmud in charge of the whole operation. Anyways, it seems like Milim also had a lot of fun. The moment we left we teleported to the wasteland that we usually spar in and fought. Now that was a lot of fun. I got to test a bunch of new things. I don't usually get the opportunity to go all out, as there aren't many out there who can handle me when I am going all out. Milim, though. Milim is a monster, no other way to say it. Her ultimate skill allows her to eventually reach levels of strength that can match and then surpass the true dragons, some of the strongest beings around. I don't know the full extent of its abilities as the skill is sealed, but I'm able to make conjectures. It seems like the longer a fight goes on, the stronger the user gets, though it does have the side effect of fighting less and less with technique and more with brute force at a certain point. I was able to notice Milim slowly losing her senses, so I made sure to stop the fight before it got to that point. Man, that was nerve-wracking. I'm pretty sure that at the time Milim could have destroyed a star with a punch. Who knows how I would deal with a berserk Milim that's strong. Even then, just in her base form she is much stronger than me. The only reason I can keep up is because of Infinity not allowing any of her attacks to hit me. While ultimate skills do offer their wielder immunity to lesser forms of magic, that does not apply to Limitless, thankfully. Though I'm sure there are people out there that can get through Infinity, so I'm always careful about that. Let alone the fact that someone can greatly hinder me with an anti-magic area. Hopefully I can evolve Limitless into an ultimate skill at some point. After all, an anti-magic area wouldn't affect the concepts an ultimate skill directly governs over. Thankfully I would still be able to use my battle will arts along with my nuclear magic in an anti-magic area. Spirit Rons are able to break through all sorts of barriers after all, including an anti-magic area. Hell, my physique alone is quite powerful. Man, I can't wait until Sotanil becomes unsealed. That will boost my strength by a bunch. Oh well, best not to rush these kinds of things and just let nature take its course. Raiden was also able to learn a fair amount in Milim's domain. The Dragon Faithful are descendants of dragons after all, so they do know quite a bit of abilities that she will find useful. I do wonder how Rimuru and Sayaka are doing. Milim and I are going to be visiting them soon. It seems like Rimuru has taken a big step towards his dream of coexistence. Tempest, huh? Apparently he made an alliance with Dworgen, quite a big step in creating his own country. Them having an alliance with Dworgen is basically Dworgen saying they recognize Tempest as a sovereign state of its own, rather than just a bunch of monsters who have banded together. Hopefully we gave them enough time to get everything sorted out. Not many would want to deal with Milim unprepared after all. Another thing that happened is Raiden ended up becoming my maid. She said she wanted to find a way to be more useful to me, and seeing as I'm stronger than her, the only way she thought she could be useful is by serving me as a maid. I'm not complaining. Hot dragon girl my do. Get. She even got a real maid outfit prepared. It should be about time for us to go visit Rimuru. I'm sure Sayako is likely waiting for me to come pick her up. Milim, you ready to go visit Rimuru? We're finally going, yay up, let's go. Let me call Raiden real quick, then we can leave. Well, that's that. Rimuru. He thought back to everything that has occurred over the last few days. The representatives of each race had gathered together. After some deliberation we formalized the alliance with the Lizardmen, and got the orcs to work on manual labor. He even became the Chancellor of Jura Forest. He somehow ended up the Chancellor of the Alliance rather than Trainee-san. He couldn't even decline. Thankfully some good did come of it. Benimaru forgave the orcs. Man, what a gracious guy. He should really learn from him. He spent 7 days naming all the orcs that joined him. Man, was that tiring. Rimuru-sama, do you know when Felix-sama will come to get me? Ah, it seems like Sayako wants to go back to Felix, but he has no clue where he is and neither does Sayako. Sayako said she wanted to become Felix's secretary. He asked her if she knows what a secretary actually does, but she was clueless. He ended up teaching her a bit about what it truly means to be a secretary due to experience from his previous life. He even got a fancy purple suit made for her, though he really hopes that Felix comes to pick her up soon. According to Sayako, Felix just told her to stay with him until he comes to visit. Please come pick her up soon, Felix. He doesn't know how much more of her cooking he can take. Apparently she has been having everyone try her food as practice for when she shows Felix how good she is at cooking. He prayed that Felix doesn't die once he tried her food. No, Sayako, I don't know when he will be coming. It shouldn't be too long now. Please hurry up, Felix. He doesn't know how much more he can take. He heard Sayako mumbling as she was walking away. What could he be doing that is taking him so long? Did he forget about me? No, that's not possible. I'm sure he is busy doing something important. At least the high orcs are learning well under Kajin. They should be able to build houses in no time. He made sure to have a home for Felix be built. What kind of friend would he be if he didn't have somewhere for his friend to stay when he was here after all? Other than that, a few days ago the dwarf king Gazildwargo had come to visit. Apparently he wanted to see the slime that beat the orc lord for himself. After they sparred a bit they were able to come to an understanding. It turns out that Gazel's swordmaster was Hakuru. Small world. He even made an alliance with Dworgen. He had to come up with a name on the spot, but he thought he did pretty well. The Jura Tempest Federation. The dwarf king left Vesta here. Having another talented researcher will be great. Even Kajin vouched for him. Another surprise came in the form of Gabaru. Apparently he wanted to swear allegiance to him since he was exiled from his tribe along with some of his brethren. The Lizardman chief even sent his daughter over to gain experience, so he ended up naming all of them. They ended up evolving into Dragonauts. Oh! What is this magic he is sensing? An enormous mass of magic power is heading this way at an incredible speed. It seems there is another coming along, though they seem far weaker in comparison to the massive mass of magic power. He quickly flew outside of Tempest to meet these people. Best to be as far away as possible from everyone else. He watched as two auras crashed down in front of him, creating a crater. Once the dust settled he was able to see the two figures. Greetings, I am the Demon Lord Milim Nava and this is my bestie. We have come to visit you. Her aura is every bit as powerful as Valdoraz. And who is this bestie of hers? Sigh, do you always have to introduce yourself like that, Milim? Wait. That voice. Felix. Ah, hey Rimuru, long time no see. Sorry for dropping by unannounced, but Milim wanted to meet you. Just a heads up, she is essentially a godlike child. So trick her out of violence like you would a child that is far stronger than you, and rages up infinitely like the Hulk. And just like the Hulk, she ultimately isn't a bad person. Oh, a thought communication from Felix, and like the Hulk. Hacks, I call hacks.